you're not in an environment where, let's say, you can find other Muslims to be with.
Yeah.
But if you do have that, and for example, you're in university, go seek those people out, because it all comes down to your company.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
If you have good company, you'll be taken the right place. Like, I've had some people tell me, like, I love having certain people around you, because when they were around you, they started coming to the masjid more. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just puts you in a situation where it's like, you kind of have to face the reality of things. You and this person are not, it's not that they're a bad person, but you're not compatible.
Yes.
In a hit you dead in the face and be like, I can't be your friend anymore, and get up and leave.
Yeah. And I feel when you get close to Allah, it's like you can't do that. You have
I'm like, I have to be tactful about it. Probably the only time you'll catch some woman here and there.
Yeah, the only time, yeah.
But for me, it was the first time I noticed, like, oh, women actually do go to Taraweeh. Like, I didn't know that was a thing, because where I'm from, they don't.
Yeah.
So going to Taraweeh and then listening to the sheikh and then sitting there, and I'm like, even if I was given a Quran, I wouldn't be able to follow.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna. I wore my hijab the first time. I walked out the house, and I thought even the dog down the street was looking at me crazy. I was like, you ain't never looked at me before.
SubhanAllah. I feel like a lot of us go.
A general advice I'd give is, know who you are and know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, it's just like being in a car and you ain't got no destination. Like, where are you going?
That's true.
If you don't know where you're going, you won't know to like program your car to take you somewhere. Like, you're not.
شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات.
Jazakallahu khair for joining us on our first episode of this podcast. Here today, I'm here to welcome Sister Rose. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you? How are you?
Alhamdulillah. So Sister Rose here is going to tell us a little bit about herself, and then she's going to tell us her journey to Allah. How did it begin, and how is it going right now, and any advice she has for you guys. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. So my name is Rose. I'm Senegalese. We won the AFCON. I just had to put it out there.
You know what's crazy?
For the people.
When Senegal go to AFCON, I'm not Gambian anymore. I'm sorry. I'm not.
You forget yourself and you're like, I wasn't watching. But once we won, I was there.
Yeah. Oh, that was the whole thing.
Yeah, I was there. That wasn't an adventure, but I was there.
SubhanAllah.
But anyways, I'm Senegalese. I was born and raised in Senegal, but I came here at some point during kindergarten, and I went back home, and I came back here, and I did high school here. But I finished like the last 2 years of high school back home, but it was like an online English program. Anyways, and then I came back for university. I majored in nursing and graduated, and currently working in an orthopedic floor. Yeah.
So how would you say where would you say your journey to Allah began? Would you say that was it in high school? Would you say even going to school here kind of affected that journey?
I think doing high school here, at some point, like, there was moments where I was like, yeah, I need to stand up, because it's actually like people don't necessarily have the same priorities than you have.
That's true.
And at a young age, you kind of come to that conclusion that, like, there's something that I'm missing, but it wasn't as obvious until I got into university. Because when I got into university, I remember I didn't really have many people I called friends. I only had one person I called a friend.
Yeah.
And because I did the last 2 years of high school back home and it was online, like, there wasn't really anybody to talk to. And there was COVID. And then I came here, and then I had my one friend that I knew since like sophomore year when I was like at a private school. She went to UNCC too, and I spent a lot of time with her. But at some point, like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just puts you in a situation where it's like, you kind of have to face the reality of things. You and this person are not, it's not that they're a bad person, but you're not compatible.
Yes.
In the sense of what you want for yourself. Like, what do you want to accomplish for your life?
I feel like when you're like more faith oriented, like focused, and not to say other person isn't, but if maybe At least one is trying to call you to something,
Mhm.
and the other person is still kind of still trying to find things.
Mhm.
The relationship change. Something like happens where it's like this doesn't. It's not doing it for me
And it's
anymore.
not even that it was necessarily that she wasn't even Muslim.
I was kind of lucky.
Like she wasn't Muslim, but she like you know how everybody, even when someone is not Muslim, they have qualities.
Yes.
Like she was very nice, she was very giving, like we got along very, very well. But around that time is when I started like really wearing my hijab and I was like serious about it. So having someone who like maybe like talked a certain way or acted a certain way and then finding myself being around them and sitting down at night and being like the way I act and the way I talk and the person I surround myself with does not correlate,
Doesn't align with your faith.
does not align with my faith.
SubhanAllah.
So I remember like I would sit down and I'd ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm like, I really care about this person. I don't want to end this friendship, but I know that if I don't, I'm not going to be where I need to be.
Yes.
So it was a lot of nights of like crying and being boogered up and asking Allah like an easy way out, because whenever I would try to like distance myself with her, something would happen in her life where it'd be like, Rose, I need advice, or like, what should I do? And I'd find myself always coming back to be like the support, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the way things worked out is some way, somehow, I don't remember the details because it was so long ago. We just parted in such a like slow burn way. I don't know how to explain it, but it was very natural. Like, oh, you had a lot of classes, I have a lot of classes, and we just parted.
You know, it's kind of like hearing that story and the fact that you wanted to do it the right way and you were crying to Allah made it easy for you.
Yeah.
So that just shows, because something like that happened to me too. I wanted to quit something that it wasn't like the most horrible thing, but I knew that as a Muslim, I can't be in this field. So I had to really make dua for it, and I was I was somewhat obsessed with it. And so the way that I parted with that thing, only Allah can do that for you. SubhanAllah.
No, there, especially when you still think about the whole concept that like I'm Muslim, there is a way I need to go about things. I don't want to hurt people.
Yes, that's true too.
So you can't just, and that's something like I struggled with, where if I didn't like something or I didn't want to deal with something, I'm quick to look at you dead in the face and be like, I can't be your friend anymore, and get up and leave.
Yeah, and I feel when you get close to Allah, it's like you can't do that. You have
I'm like, oh, I have to be tactful about it. I can't just up and leave.
Yes, that's true.
So I was asking Allah, like, Ya Allah, make it easy for me to separate from this person, because they're a good person, but their way of life does not align with what I want to do, and it's get closer to you.
I feel like the way that I think about it is that just because someone is good doesn't mean that they're good for you. It could be like the most perfect human being.
That's true.
But you just are not, like you mentioned, compatible. SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
So would you say then that's when for you it all started with?
That's when
I
it
need
started.
to get close to Allah.
Because after that, I found that I spent the first 2 years of university not having friends. Like it'd just be me, class. My GPA was up.
Alhamdulillah. Wait a minute. Are you saying because we came to your life, your GPA came back? That's crazy.
Not gonna lie, I got distracted. But my GPA was good. I was just going to class, going in my car. I wasn't necessarily doing anything Islam related, but the fact that I was alone, at first it bothered me. And then I would be like on TikTok, or I'll be on Instagram, and I'll see like the hijabi girlies. I'm like, man, I wish I had hijabi friends. And that was like a phase for maybe a month or two. And then I kind of forgot about it.
Hold it.
And I did make dua about it. Like I did make dua. I was like, Ya Allah, like, please bless me with good Muslim friends. That was one of my duas. I did it, but passively. Because after a month or two, I just forgot about it, and I was happy with being alone.
You're content, and I gave you that. That's one of the signs of like an answered dua, like something like that. There's this contentment in your heart.
And I was just happy with it. I was happy with my situation. I was like, alhamdulillah, I go to school, I go home, I do whatever I want to do. If I wanted to go somewhere, I wanted to try something, I'd go alone, I'd try it. And eventually, I think it was the last semester of my sophomore year is when I met some Muslim girls, and then I started hanging out with them, and I started like kind of finding people that understood me. I didn't dress very like now, like how I'd wear my abayas or my khimar, whatever. I didn't dress like that.
Okay.
I'd wear my jeans, my shirt. I had a hijab on,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say it was necessarily like overly. It wasn't like modest.
It
And I,
wasn't to your liking, basically,
to
where
my
you want to
liking,
be. Okay.
like I was like, this is not what I would want someone to look at me and be like, oh, that's a hijabi, you know? Because now that I look back at it, because those jeans were
Okay.
right. But anyways, and I saw like this Muslim girl. I started talking to her, and she wore abayas. And at some point, I told her, I was like, I want to dress like you.
Hmm.
And from there on out, I don't know, it just got easier. And then I started wearing abayas, and then I started wearing my khimars, whatever, my jilbabs, and I was really happy about. I was very proud of it
Mhm.
because the way African parents are is usually they
Yeah.
don't want you
Yeah.
walking around looking like that. They're like, what if you get bagged up?
I remember now, like the abayas with the pants. Do you
Mhm.
know what chaya is? If you have a African name, please tell me why you having chaya. So I'm like, what you mean? It's covered though. Like it's the
Yep,
two-piece jilbabs.
that's
Subhanallah.
yep. Because even back home,
Yeah.
people will
We
be Muslim,
dress.
but they don't dress.
Yeah. Even our modest dressing because our clothes are tight fitted.
Yeah,
They're tight
they're
fitted.
meant to be fitted.
Yeah.
So
subhanallah. Yeah.
that started happening, and then I met more people.
Mhm.
And subhanallah, like things started getting better, and then I noticed that I was more interested in like, oh, I want to do things at the masjid. I want to go to the masjid.
Subhanallah, yeah.
I want to help people. I want to go to lectures. That kind of followed
With
after that
everything.
initial meeting Muslim people and talking to them. Like because you are who you surround yourself with.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it says in
So
Islam, subhanallah, your friends will take you to Firdaus or Jahannam. So.
that's the truth. And that's kind of how it kick started for me. But also like the reality of everything doesn't always go smoothly.
That's true.
So yeah, that's how it started.
SubhanAllah. So how would you say then, like those desires that came about, like I want to help at the masjid and all of these things, like how did the Quran then came to play, and how did your friendships with people who eventually answered dua, how did that come to play to you getting close to Allah?
I think if I had to divide it, so you said friendships,
Mhm.
Quran, and
Basically just wanting to do anything and everything you
oh, and
can
like
to,
masjid, for
yeah, to
example.
get close to Allah, whether that is Quran class, whether that is having good relationship, just anything that's like, ya Allah, I'm doing this to get close to you.
I think that just comes with you getting closer to people
Mhm.
that are like you and prioritize the same thing as you.
Mhm.
You don't know you like something until somebody introduces it to you. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, like I'm going to the masjid this Friday. Do you want to tag along?
Mhm.
Yeah, like sure. You go and then you like it,
Mhm.
and the next thing you know, you attend
Yeah,
regularly.
regular. That's true.
Quran wise, I just got sick and tired of people quoting stuff, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
I don't know what that is. Can you explain
I
what
don't
it
know what
is?
you're talking about. Even for me, like learning alphabet, like learning how to read in
Mhm.
Arabic, is because I sat there and I was like, I'm kind of sick and tired of picking up a Quran and just looking at the words and they just look jumbled up
Yes,
to me.
yeah.
If I don't have the translation, I don't really know what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Till this day, it's still there, but I still kind of like have snippets here and there of like, okay, I know what this word means now. Like I know why this is here. I know this means this. I know this means that. It's kind of coming to conclusions.
Yeah.
Because standing at Tarawih,
And you don't know what's
we
being
talked
said.
about this. You stand at
Subhanallah.
Tarawih, and then until the sheikh starts crying,
Yeah.
you ain't crying.
Yes, no, but sometimes even if you start crying, it just shows how the Quran itself and our human in how
It
it
kind of
does.
push. It's like
Yes,
there's
it just,
something.
yes.
There's a
You don't know
there,
what it means,
but
but
you
it's,
know.
yeah, your soul, like, it's like, listen, this is deep.
We need to stand up.
It's
And I was
deep.
sitting there, I was like, I need to. There was the first tarawih where I was actually in the masjid because before that, back home,
Yeah,
women don't usually go to
Go to the
tarawih.
masjid,
Like,
no.
sure, once,
I think like Kiam. I don't
yeah,
think it's like once. Like even when I think it's Kiam, just stay up at night, stuff like,
mhm,
yeah. I just thought them like once, something like that, where they thought it was like how do I say, I don't know, I keep forgetting the name, but they thought it was Laylatul Qadr. So that day, everybody just goes there because for me, the masjid was like right
That's
next to
probably
our
the
house.
only time you'll
Yeah,
catch
the
some
only
woman
time.
here and
Yeah,
there.
the only time. Yeah.
But for me, it was the first time I noticed, like, oh, women actually do go to Tarawih. Like,
Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing because where
Yeah.
I'm from, they don't.
Yeah.
So going to Tarawih and then listening to the sheikh and then sitting there, and I'm like, even if I was given a Quran, I wouldn't be able to follow.
Yes. And that's just this
The
thing,
depression.
yes, because you're like, I want to understand what's being said. It's not easy to learn because I've
It's
tried
not.
learning it too.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, it's not. You have to put in the effort.
Yeah,
definitely
like
have to
you,
put in the
and
effort.
Allah makes it easy, especially
Yeah.
like learning to read.
Mhm.
It's easier to learn to like kind of follow along than like learning words, for example. But anyways, going to Tarawih, seeing that and being like, man, I can't even follow through with the sheikh when he's reciting. The only time I'm really getting emotional, though I'm very happy I'm here, there is a high there because it's Ramadan.
Mhm.
I'm still not able to distinguish like what are we like, what is he saying? Um, I don't know. It just made me feel very left out in a way.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
And before the following Ramadan, I was like, I'm gonna learn like at least how to read. Like, let's just start with that. And then I started learning how to read. And then the next Ramadan came, and I was like, okay. I hold my Quran. I hold my Quran when he's reading, and I'm able to follow along. And that made me really happy. Now, my next thing was by the next Ramadan, I'm gonna need to know some words.
Yes, subhanallah.
Like, and I'm still working towards it. And Ramadan is around the corner.
1 month.
Literally,
Subhanallah.
less than that.
Yeah, subhanallah.
But for me, it's like, okay, now I can kind of listen to some words and be like, oh, he's talking about this. Oh, he's talking about that. Kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah, at least for that, that's where it started. Like my journey of the Quran, that's where it started.
Mhm.
Now, when it came to like being more interested in the masjid, I feel like when you're called, or Allah makes it that you just really enjoy spending time with a certain group of people, you go to where you find them.
Yes, subhanallah. Yeah.
And you naturally are more inclined to attending khalaqas or going to Jama, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would say all of that came about.
I feel like when you mentioned the thing, like when I mentioned the thing about friendships, I realized the closest people that I have in my life, that I feel that the relationship is, I can be myself. And for me, it's for the first time in my life, I'm like, subhanAllah, I can finally be myself. It was through Islam. Because I also remember making like a dua to Allah, can you like bless me with companionships that will help me get close to you. Like I just want a group of Muslim friends as well. But subhanAllah, I realized Allah gifted me more than I ever thought I could have. You know, because there's one thing about having friendships, that's like in Islam too, that you are like you have a good relationship. There's another thing where you can fully be yourself, but also talk about Allah. And when you talk about Allah, there's just this like most of your conversation is about Allah. That's not something I grew up with or like around. Most of the time I have conversation with people and it's not Allah, you know. And growing up here, like we mentioned high school and stuff like that, at least for me it was completely different. People didn't even know I was Muslim because I didn't wear the hijab then, you know. I didn't practice and like the stuff like that. So like how would you say, going back to like your high school years and stuff like that, would you say going back home in Senegal did help with the deen?
I didn't wear, like I said, I didn't wear a hijab until like the end of my senior year of high school, and I was back home. And even though I was back home, Senegal, most people don't wear a hijab.
That's true too.
The only people that wear hijab are called Ibadur Rahman, and it's like even in the Quran it says it's a title of people who like genuinely like they're here for Allah. That's not necessarily the case. It's just that this person wears a hijab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, even when I started wearing a hijab, I don't necessarily think the environment encouraged it, if it makes sense. But I think it didn't also push it down. Like it didn't like, no, you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Discourage.
Yeah, it didn't discourage it. So I wore my hijab the first time. I walked out the house and I thought even the dog down the street was looking at me crazy. I was like, You ain't never looked at me before.
SubhanAllah. I feel like a lot of us go through that. Like you overthink so
You
much.
overthink.
Oh my God, if people see me wear the hijab, they're gonna say something.
Right.
And it's like SubhanAllah, sometimes, right? They are looking at you because they're curious.
Yeah, they're
People
like,
are not always ignorant.
Allahumma barik.
Yeah, they're curious.
Bro, I remember there was this one time, this he used to be, you know how we say boutique na?
Boutique, yeah.
So it's like a little convenience store at each corner of each neighborhood. And the lady that used to sell there, it was her and her husband. It was usually her. She looked at me. She said, "Oh, you started wearing a hijab." I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Mashallah." Like she's looking at me. She's encouraging me.
Yeah.
But the day before when I came to see her, and she probably thought I was just having a bad hair day. Because let's be honest, most of the time in Senegal, like if someone is wearing a hijab, it's like, girl, your hair is not done.
It's covered. It's either like in a hijab or like they like tie it.
Yeah, your
turban.
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 Your hair is not done. So like I came back the next day. She's like, "Oh, it's still on." And then she was like, "Oh, like that's so nice. Like good for you." And then she was very encouraging about it. But for the most part, people didn't comment about it.
So they probably thought it was a phase.
Yeah, it was
that's what it seemed like.
A phase. That's what they call it, literally. So I don't know. For me, that's how it started. And then I'd say the years back, like when I was here for my freshman year and then my sophomore year, I went to a public, then I went to a private. I didn't have a hijab on. So they all assumed I wasn't Muslim.
Yeah.
But given the opportunity,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm Muslim. Like oh Rose, you don't do this, you don't come to parties, you don't talk to people. Why? I'm Muslim. Oh, really? And it's something I was never weird about admitting. Like, when people try to put me in the spot about, I was glad to talk about it. I didn't care what they had to say. The only thing that was missing was appearance wise. But when it came to, I'm a little bit happy that Allah didn't let me go like in crazy places.
Alhamdulillah.
But when it came to it, like I did not play about it.
That's good.
That's something.
I feel like at a young age, like in high school, having the mentality it's only Allah can protect you. Yeah. Because the way that I think about it, you can easily be influenced. Like there are things I'm like, I would never be influenced. I was influenced. I was like, SubhanAllah, only Allah can protect you. And when you think about it, and you sit down once you, I feel like have that journey with Allah, and you sit down and you, at least for me, I think back then I'm like, SubhanAllah, I'm so glad the things I was crying about didn't happen. So I'm like, I wish it happened, but I'm so happy now it didn't happen because my life would have been a whole different trajectory and everything like that. SubhanAllah.
And I feel like it's something you, in the moment, it's hard to reconciliate. Like, oh, but I want this and I want to be like everybody else. But you're not meant to be like everybody else. Like, it's just not gonna work out how you want it to. There was definitely moments where I sat down and I was like, man, I kind of wish I fit in.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's like wanting to fit in. But a part of me just didn't allow for it. I was like,
SubhanAllah.
And it doesn't mean that anybody who's been in that situation or let kind of themselves get to a certain point is worse or better than. It's just Allah knows what each person can handle. Someone might need to go through certain things so that next time, like, they know to dodge a bullet.
Yes.
Whereas for me, at least in high school, Allah was like, okay, you don't need that now, but later on.
SubhanAllah.
When we got to university, like, there's multiple things I had to go through to be like, oh,
you learn.
Let me not do that again.
You learn. SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. Yeah. And like you mentioned, for those people who go through like some of these things, I was thinking when you said that, I thought about the Sahabas. They also had their own difficulties that was different. Some people literally killed Muslims before they became Sahabas, and Allah forgive them. So for everybody, it's different. So I feel like that's one of the main things. Don't look at what your past looked like and focus so much on it to where you don't have a better present or future with Allah, because that's shaitan. He would do a good job to just paralyze you there, SubhanAllah. But how did basically Islam, that journey to Allah, help you deal with challenges?
Oof. Oh my God. This one's deep. I think everybody is different. For me, anybody who knows me know that my personality, I'm not going to say I'm not patient. It depends on the situation. So certain things will rile me up more than others. And then my personality is more like fiery.
Yeah. Also, you're also very logical too.
Very logical,
Also very
very
logical,
fiery.
too.
Because it's like I can understand like emotions to a certain degree, but don't let it overtake like the basic
Yeah.
moral, like decorum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Decorum.
for me, there's moments where I had to sit back and be like, you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't put me through this if there is no way that I can get out of it. One. Two, though I might find this to be an inconvenience to like to the highest degree, there's something I need to learn.
Yes.
Two,
Definitely.
later on, whenever I look back at something that happened like that, I was like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Maybe why is this person doing this? Whatever it may be, later on in my life, that previous experience came back to allow me to navigate around whatever the current situation was. Does that make sense?
Yes, subhanAllah.
Like you had Allah gave you the tools the first time to make sure the next time you don't fall for the same thing.
That's true, subhanAllah.
And I feel like recently with like starting work and stuff, I was telling you guys about it, like getting very anxious about your career and how in some situations like it's not like anything else where you're sitting there, people are literally relying on you. Give the wrong med, do the wrong thing, and then you'll find that you might kill somebody.
Yes, subhanAllah.
I think I was very, 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 very anxious, and for that one, it was istighfar, like sitting there and being like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got me. He's not gonna give me the degree. Make me go 4 years of university. That was hard.
Almost ended up in the hospital.
Doing my clinicals, fighting for my life, and then finishing, and then getting there and watching me just be paralyzed.
Yeah,
He's not gonna let me down.
Yeah, that's
and telling myself that I got this. It's not always gonna be smooth, but as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, Allah's got your back. You're gonna be okay. And letting myself actually enjoy the job. If never thought I'd say that, I'm not gonna lie, especially the previous months y'all saw me letting myself like enjoy the job and look at people and be like, subhanAllah, like Allah has blessed you with the opportunity, because every single time they see me they're like, so why do you wear that little thing on your head?
Yes. Oh,
and it's a moment of education.
Dawah, you mean literally dawah in the hospital.
It's literally dawah. And it's always interesting to listen to people or to be that person that they look back and they're like, I don't really know anything about Muslims. That's how they say it. But I had this one nurse, her name was Rose, and she wore that thingy and she was really nice.
Yeah.
So I had a patient walk up to my charge nurse when they were being discharged. And then she saw me the next day. She was like, yeah, he came up and he said you did such a great job. He was so happy with you. I was like, alhamdulillah, you don't realize what you're giving to people until they either tell you or later on in life they do something good. It's because they thought of you when they were doing it. So yeah.
I feel like subhanAllah, being Muslim and showing that you are Muslim is such a beautiful thing when you look at it, because you're literally representing Islam. And so because a lot of the times there was this one person I met and he was like, I never met a Muslim before. And so for me, talking to someone, always having this awareness, I'm also representing my faith. And the way that I communicate with people, that's how they're gonna see my faith. And there are so many bad things that are being said about Islam sometimes. So for them to have a good positive interaction with you, it changes everything for them. For what Islam is. SubhanAllah.
It's always nice to see that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how much you affected someone until they tell you, or like I said, until you see the effect it has on somebody else because they thought of you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, it's been an adventure.
Yeah, definitely relate to that. So what advice then would you say to anyone who's like struggling right now in any way when it comes to their deen, whether they're in high school, whether they're in college, whatever they may be in their life right now?
Oh Lord. It's like the advice is endless, bro.
Yeah, because actually
you could literally
so
make one whole video and just call it advice. But a general advice I'd give is know who you are and know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, it's just like being in a car and you ain't got no destination. Like, where are you going?
That's true.
If you don't know where you're going, you won't know to like program your car to take you somewhere. Like, you're not. So I think the people that need the most advice, and that's the ones that I'm gonna focus on, is the high schoolers,
Yes.
the middle
Yes.
schoolers, and you're Muslim and you
Yes.
feel like, oh, I don't belong, and you're
Mhm.
kind of you're not comfortable where you are.
Mhm.
You're like, oh, my name is Muhammad, my name is Omar, my name is
Yeah.
Fatima. Like, dang, like I just stand out. They never get my last name right.
Subhanallah.
Like for those kids, it's the fact that you realize that, listen, I might be 14, I might be 15, 13, but I'm considered an adult,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
The reason why I get along with kids, especially around that age, is because I don't treat them like kids.
Mm.
Like when I talk to you, I speak to you like an adult. Some things might not make sense.
Mhm.
Like there's some things you can't necessarily teach them because they're still in the process of learning.
Yes.
But the concept of accountability,
Yes.
like you might be young,
Mhm.
this might feel uncomfortable, but the reason why you feel uncomfortable is because you're not meant to be around these people.
Yeah. Subhanallah.
The reason why you're sitting there and you're like, I have to force myself to like certain things. I have to force myself to listen to certain things because Allah didn't put it in you to like those things.
I know.
So when you accept that, it becomes easier for you to kind of navigate being around those people.
Mhm.
You find yourself like, I'll have a normal conversation. How are
Yeah.
you good in you? But you also know to keep to yourself because you're not in an environment where, let's say, you can find other Muslims to be with.
Yeah.
But
That's
if
true.
you do have that, and for example, you're in university,
Mhm.
go seek those people out because
Yeah.
it all comes down to your company.
Yeah. Subhanallah.
If you have good company,
Mhm.
you'll be taken the right place. Like I've had some people tell me, like I love having certain people around you because when they were around you, they started coming to the masjid more.
Yeah. Subhanallah. Like you have like a positive impact
And that's
around
what you
them.
want to do. Not everybody's gonna do it the same way.
No.
Someone might pull you more towards coming to the masjid. Someone might pull you more toward watching how you talk about people.
Mhm.
Someone might pull you more toward doing more dhikr. Like everybody is different.
Yeah.
Allah puts different qualities in everybody.
That's true.
But there is something that you can do or you can put in somebody that makes it that it brings the good in them, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yes. Subhanallah.
So company.
Yeah.
That will make all the difference. Company.
Subhanallah. That's all really good advice. When you were saying that, what came to mind is that you say you have to go seek things.
Mhm.
That's what our faith is about. It's about, yes, your intention, but at the end of the day, we learned it from maybe all prophets too. You have to put in the effort, because that's one of the things that I remember when I came to UNCC. I was so nervous. I was literally so, because I was kind of newly like accepting Islam and stuff like that, and so I had to go and seek where the prayer room is. And when I went there, I had no idea who anybody else, but I knew what I wanted, and that is, I wanted to be in the company of those who practice what I practice. And also, one of the things you also mentioned that I liked is that you said that when you are in a car, you need to know your destination. That's really Islam. We're here. That's why I call it like a journey to Allah, because this whole thing is a journey, and we have a purpose, and the purpose is literally going back to Allah. It's scary, you have to think about it, but you didn't even remember when you were in the belly of your mom, you know. So it's all of it is purpose, but like you mentioned, and also having that tawakkul, knowing that Allah got you. And that's one of the things that I feel like I had to learn the hard way. I mean, you guys advise me all the time. Allah got you. Whatever you're going through is purposeful, and that's something I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we are all learning the hard way. But subhanAllah, don't give up, because Allah is the one who put you where you are, because this is where you're supposed to be. If you don't know it now, you're eventually gonna learn it. It's not gonna be something easy to learn and to sit with. Sometimes it's hard. One of the things that I at least have to sit down and be like, oh my God, is seeing other people having their risk so easily, or doing it in a way that's like haram in a way, And you're like, but I'm not doing that. Why is it that I'm doing everything right, but it's not coming to me? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did everything right technically, but he didn't have an easy life either. So subhanAllah, that was really great advice that you gave out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Um,
I'm
I don't really think
like sucking everything out.
I kind of said everything I have to say, but a last advice that I have is for people that are converts, because they just have, I don't know why they have a special, like, just people who have a special spot in your heart. I don't know why.
You say converts?
Converts.
Reverts. Subhanallah.
I just, subhanAllah,
Yeah.
like, they just have this place. Every time I meet someone, they're like, oh, I'm a convert. I get so happy.
Yes.
I'm like, you were in a situation where I wouldn't say you're not as fortunate as this, but Allah put you in a place where You started off somewhere where you didn't have a foundation.
Yeah.
And then you went and you seek that foundation.
Yeah.
And then you found Muslims and you decided, you know what? This is what I want to be.
Yeah.
And you decided to become Muslim.
Yeah.
You and the rest of us,
yeah.
we're all on a journey. Like, subhanAllah, we all have to go. Even the people that are not, like, for example, like us. Like, for me, after high school, I had to sit down and be like,
relearn your faith. You had to literally
everything. Took the words out my mouth.
You have to relearn it.
You have to relearn everything and like intentionally get yourself like, oh, I'm gonna learn Arabic. Oh, I'm gonna start memorizing. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Like, you literally have to force yourself and literally be like, this is why I'm here. I'm gonna do this now. But okay. Technical difficulty. Anyways, but you have to sit there and be like, I'm gonna have to relearn all of this. And for them, it's the same thing where I'm also gonna have to relearn all of this. So your journey and mine is not any different. We're literally the same, but for you, you get the extra elevation where you're more like the Prophet and the Sahabas than I will ever be.
Yes,
that's
subhanallah.
Literally, I respect you.
That's so beautiful.
No,
to be able to relate to the most known beautiful people that we. SubhanAllah.
Like, you did that.
Yeah, you sure did.
And I can't say I would have done that, you know.
And you have so many different challenges than we do. At least for somebody who's born Muslim, your family is gonna support you one way or another. You know, at least they will not discourage you. But somebody who's a revert, some people, they have the challenges. SubhanAllah is way different. And again, like you mentioned, just like the Sahabas, some of them, they are threatened by their families. Some people today, they get threatened by their families, but they get kicked out by their families. So SubhanAllah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's very beautiful.
Should do an episode about reverse.
No, definitely.
Thank you for inviting me. I could yap all day.
No, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate taking your time out of your day. You're busy for coming to do this. I really appreciate it. May Allah reward you and make this a means of sadaqah jariyah. You guys, make dua for her.
Pray for me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakallahu khair. Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
ملأ السماء النور حين تألقت بمدى العيون